Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, April 12th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special edition of Recap Thursday, where we lead off today's show with the only action on the pro side of things from last weekend out in the heart of Utah at the second annual Salt Lake City Showdown. In the men's physique division, a career-best effort from Joseph Lee was more than enough to hold off a very strong group of athletes as he claimed top honors. Finishing second was the red-hot Brandon Hendrickson, who continued his early season warpath in impressive fashion. And rounding out the top three with another strong effort was Dean Balabas. Over on the bikini side of things, it was all about Enfuego Sherry Espera, who soared to her first win of the year in dramatic fashion. The runner-up spot went to the surging Rafaela Milagres, who's a strong candidate to be the division's first quarter breakout star. And closing out a solid top three was veteran Camille Perriot, as she put together a strong effort for the second straight week. As of today, we're a little over 2 weeks out from kicking things off at this year's Orlando Europa Pro, which appears like it's going to be our first landing spot of the season for emerging figure star Melissa Bumstead. Recently, the third-year standout started to leak a few intriguing progress photos as she heads down the home stretch for her first real test of the year. Expectations are high for Bumstead, coming off that super sophomore campaign she had last year that landed her a spot on the Olympia stage for the first time in her career. But if she wants to make a return trip here in 2018, it'll be important to get her year started off right with a strong effort down here in Orlando. Last weekend, one of the biggest combat sports stars on the planet made headlines when UFC champ Conor McGregor's antics ended up landing him a two-day all-expense-paid trip behind bars here on U.S. soil. But hopefully all the fans of McGregor Nation out there can put some of that anger on the back burner to welcome 212 powerhouse Ahmad Ahmad to the stage next weekend when he drops into town for the Ireland Pro. This week, Ahmad and his team announced that they were planning to bring their talents over to Dublin, where he'll look to capture his first top three finish of the season. Up to this point in the year, the former Olympian's only been a few adjustments away from putting together a contending performance. But if all goes according to plan, maybe this time around he'll manage to come in and stick the landing. Ahmad Ahmad wasn't the only one making headlines with his big announcement earlier this week. We also saw third-year 212 standout Samir Troudi make some waves of his own when he announced that he was planning to hit the shores of Dublin himself this Tuesday. Troudi is coming off back-to-back top three finishes in New Zealand and Fiji, where he gave those other two guys up there in the first call-out everything they can handle with his rounder and fuller look that he's been rolling out this season. But if he can dot a few I's and cross a few T's before he steps out under those lights Saturday night, this guy could easily end up being your winner and punching his ticket to his first career Olympia when all is said and done. Sometimes it's amazing how a little bit of rest and a whole lot of carbs can have you feeling like the real-life Superman a few days after your contest. And a few weeks removed from putting together a solid performance back at the Indy Pro, veteran big man Fred Smalls looks like he's flying high these days. Recently, the Pride of Delaware released his first official post-show training clip, where we see him hammering out the reps in another grueling shoulder workout. All things considered, the longtime veteran has been really good in his first two events of the season. So all jumping splits aside, it'll be interesting to see what direction he and his team decide they want to take for the rest of 2018. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.